fall time and you're looking for a big bite, we're going to talk about one of our favorite baits to fish in the fall time today that gets big bites. As always, everything that we talk about will be listed down below, so you can go over to Omnia and pick it up. I'm Andrew Full Fishing Guide Service, and today we're talking about your favorite football jig, which is a big fish bite getter, specifically with smallmouth. So we're gonna dive into two jig trailers that you might overthink and you may have never even tried, but guaranteed to increase your success this fall. But first, the setup. It doesn't have to be this real. This is a Zillion SV 7-1 or 8-to-1 gear ratio, 12-14 pound fluorocarbon. If you're gonna throw it on a bait caster, this is a really good rod for it. St. Croix Bass X 7'1" medium with a fast action. I'd actually probably argue this is more extra fast, just the way the tip loads, but that's important because you'll be able to detect the bites when they bite it and run at you. When you're fishing super deep, 25, 35, 45 feet in the fall, where smallmouth tend to live, or largemouth depending on the body of water you're on, it's important to get your bait down to where the fish are and to keep it there so you can be on the bite when they actually bite it. 8-to-1 gear ratio is preferred, but 7'1", 7'5" rod. A couple other rods that you may like to throw are like Alpha Angler Clutch 7'5", or the Alpha Angler Top Hammer. You can get a Bass Pro Carbon Light, or like the 7'2" medium. And there's all kinds of rods, but I like a medium action because a lot of these rods have really light wire hooks, and a lot of these jigs have really light wire hooks, so you have to be thoughtful when it comes to that. A couple jigs that you may want to look at when you're doing this fall fishing with a football jig is a little custom pourer in Canada, Jeff's Jigs. This is a cool little crawfish color. You have the Beast Coast Open Water Sniper. They have a tungsten or lead one. Or you have the Kitech Model 2 football jig, which was always a favorite. I just bent out the hooks on them way too much, so I tend to gravitate away from them unless I'm fishing them on a spinning rod. But to get to the juice, there's two trailers that in the fall, when they're not biting, like a Ned style trailer or stickworm or a swim bait, that I think you can use to get a lot more bites. Trailer number one is going to be in the NetBait Finicky series. This is the Sonic Pinch. Green Pumpkin Magic is always a great color. It goes with just about every single jig that you pair it on. I specifically like matching a green pumpkin trailer with a black jig, but this one will do. This one is in like a brown orange craw, and it still looks absolutely fabulous. But I like this one when you're fishing a river system and the bass are spitting up a ton of crayfish in your live well, or you see like little orange pinchers all over your deck when they're spitting them up. Another thing you can do too to really amplify your fish catches is you can take like a spike it dip this in there and just get these little pinchers glowing nice and orange. But these guys will float. There's a nice little hinge there at the back of this bait, as you can tell. That's going to give it a ton of crawfish-like action, and that's really going to help you amplify the amount of bites you get, and it's loaded with bait fuel. Bait fuel is one of those scents that I found when they won't bite anything, they'll bite bait fuel. So make sure you check out this little guy from NetBait. Now the next trailer is going to be a little bit more unorthodox, something kind of outside the norm. And I mean, some of you might do this, some of you may not. Some of you might hate me for exposing this. So you can take a Berkeley Mag Scent 2.5 tube and put it on the back of your football jig. Now putting a tube on the back of the football jig is going to do a couple things specifically for smallmouth that your typical jig trailers will not do. One, it's going to really bulk up this presentation, and by bulking it up, in my opinion, you're going to get even bigger bites than you normally would. It's not something that you throw all the time, and I specifically like doing it with the Open Water Sniper by Beast Coast because I think it has a little bit better trailer keeper than a lot of other football jigs on the market when it comes to the finesse size. But I like to go ugly with the tube, so like this bream green on a black jig, for whatever reason, you get some absolute magnum bites in the fall. It's about the only time I do it, especially as you get later in the fall, say the water temp is below 52, even 50 degrees. I feel like it's a great way to get some extra big, giant bites on the Great Lakes. So if you haven't tried that one out, you should probably think about doing it, because I guarantee you're going to get bit on fish that don't want to bite it otherwise. So that's it for this little tip video here, talking about finesse football jigs and 2 specific trailers that you want to rig up on them this fall. If you're looking to get out bass fishing, go over to my Instagram or my Facebook page, send us a message. We are offering guide trips until snow falls. So the later in the fall we go, the bigger the bass they get, more volatile the weather gets. So, but man, we're going to get out, we're going to go catch some giant bass. We're going to create content when we're able to. So stick along, be on the lookout for the next tip and trick video, and we'll see you guys all next week.